Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Simply walking is major in stroke recovery. Now, people who follow me know I had a stroke back in October, like the real supporters and everything know that I had a stroke in October, and been doing some videos and even started doing maybe at least one video a week talking about what I'm doing for recovery and everything. A major thing is walking. Because a major problem that people who have a stroke have is simply walking. Walking from A to B, or because what'll happen is you'll lose muscle control on maybe a side of your body, you'll lose balance and all of that. Because big part of the therapy is indeed just simply walking from A to B. That's why you will get occupational therapists, and that's why you will get physical therapists. And the biggest thing, the occupational therapists, just to be clear, they want to make sure you can still use your hands. A lot of the exercises I was doing in the hospital and the rehab center was with my hands. Whether I could write, whether I could take stuff down in the kitchen, whether I could put on my pants correctly. Because that's one thing. And then, I was talking about, doing some curls, muscle and everything. Now, I know some people saw the weight loss, but what I say, that's the speech. I couldn't eat anything for a few months. And even now, I can just eat just a little, even now, but just building up the muscle there. Well, maybe talk about that in another episode. But here's the thing, simply walking. Because it's interesting, the other day I saw something about stroke recovery, just did a search on it, and it was a lot of videos of people walking or showing how to walk, how to strengthen their legs and everything. Because I'm telling you, that's major. Like when I was in physical therapy, that was a major thing, walking from A to B. I remember I was in the hospital, I had to have two grown men next to me, while a young lady was pushing a car, like a rolling chair behind me, just to walk down the hall. And that was part of the therapy. Trust me, that was tough. That was tough. So, and even around my house, I have a couple walkers and a cane. But I'm gonna tell you what, just doing that simple exercise, just to walk it, I'm to the point I haven't touched my walkers in a while. They still here. Because I still have some minor balance issues. But for the most part, I can go up and down the steps quick and everything, even walk around outside without a cane. Usually when I'm out, if I gotta go someplace, like I'm hanging out with my sons or going someplace, I'll carry a cane with me, but then I will literally pick it up and put it on my shoulders just to walk, just to practice walking. Because that's a major thing right there. It's interesting because they get a lot of people who really, they really don't understand what the situation is, and they say, well, eat this. Well, first of all, I already said I can't really eat much. I couldn't eat anything for a couple months, but I had to still build the muscle just to be able to eat. And what did I say? My first major video back was body game now more than ever. That was my first video back. Even now, because you get some people saying, well, you still in the body game and everything. I ain't never say I was out of it. Because body game is simply walking. Like, we take it for granted. That's one thing, we take walking for granted until you're in a position where you can't. It could be a stroke, or it could be unfortunately a diabetic situation where you might have to get a leg amputated. When I was at the rehab center, there were a couple of guys riding around with their knees amputated and stuff. One guy, he was probably close to it, Or you could just be in an accident or something and have trouble. Anything can happen, but with the stroke, it's a balance. So part of the exercises I was doing was just being able to stand on 2 feet. Because as I said, when I talked about when I was in the hospital at first, I needed help. When I was in the hospital at first, I needed help just going, using a porta potty. just getting out of bed. I had to call the nurses. They had to help with that. They had to help. Now I got to the point I could just stand up, but if I tried to move or anything, boom. And even now, even with all the walking, I still got a balance issue. I'm not at 100%. I have no problem saying that, but I'm still practicing the walking. Still focus on it. One thing I have to be, because first, me, I get in there, get that little walk, get that little model walk and everything. And now I got to walk a certain way now, because one of the walks I would do normally was kind of like a model. My mother used to model, show me some walks. And I would walk kind of with one foot in front of the other, kind of like that stylish walk. But I had to change that because walking now, especially without like a prop, like a walker or a cane, I got to walk straight. My feet have to stay straight. And that's mainly for the balance thing. And that's practice. And that's practice. That's everyday practice. Like, one thing, if you're a person, you on this, you either recovering from a stroke or you got somebody in your family who's had a stroke, get them walking. Get them walking, Seriously. Especially if they're older or something, just have them walk. Just have them walk. It might be tough. You might have to hold them up or something at first, but keep them every single day. Get them to walk. Because I've seen it when people weren't walking. And, and I don't know the name of that band that the physical therapists were using, but they would literally put that around somebody's waist. And if you could take, if you do some searches on stroke recovery, you could probably see the videos where a physical therapist is working with them. Because when the physical therapist was working with me, both at the hospital and the rehab center, well, at the hospital, one of the things they had me doing was just standing up. Just standing up and sitting down, standing up and sitting down, just doing squats in place. The one at the rehab center had me putting leg weights on. I had to lift my legs, move it to the side, and then walk down the hall. And she would be right beside me with a band around my waist and everything. And even when I wasn't in a therapy session, there would be times I would just get my walker and just walk down throughout the rehab center. And the nurses, of course, were paying attention, but they were like, yeah, you doing good, yeah, okay. Trust me, they were paying attention. Even if they weren't saying anything to me, they were paying attention, because that's major. That's major. And even when I would see the doctors, like when, I see the doctors when I got out the rehab center, I had my walker with me. It's like, oh, okay, you walking pretty good now. It's the cane. Like I said, with the cane now, sometimes if I'm walking, I'll just put it on my shoulder and just walk. And even then I'm practicing, but I still keep it with me. And even then, it's more just for an emergency balance, more for an emergency balance. That's very important. Like if you are recovering from a stroke, that's the main thing. Physical. It's body gain. You got to get physical. Like I've had some people, they'll say, well, eat this. Well, first of all, I can't eat. First of all, I got to get in shape to eat. Because even when I'm doing the stuff with my throat, there's a lot of exercises I'm doing for my throat. I got to build the muscles in it just to eat. And even then, it's limited what I can eat. So that's the thing. So just walking is major. For those who might have gone through a stroke, for those who want to prevent a stroke, definitely exercise. One of the things that really helped me was really exercising or having an exercise routine. And they could tell, like I always say, they could tell. I say, okay, we can see you work out and everything. That's good. That's good. Boom, made things easy, went quicker, So anyway, simply walking is major in stroke recovery, okay? So anyway, like I said, either do it yourself if you've gone through a stroke, and I've had a few supporters who've gone through something. They let me know, hey, we went through it too, or they've known somebody. Like I said, if you got an elder or somebody close to you, take them walking. Just go walking with them. Just go walking with them, even if it's a little bit. Keep them moving. All right? So anyway, that's all I have for now. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.